Hello and welcome to the studio once again. And today I've tried something a bit different this time. What we did today, I was listening to some of my latest tracks, work in progress, of course, and the arrangements were absolutely all over the place. Like, it didn't make sense. There's loads of different sections, and I think it was in essence, if it was to, well, in fact, let me show you. This is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like in Logic. So I mean, look at that. There's lots of different sections, and could you imagine like moving each one of those around would take forever. And I think this would just it would be absolute nonsense to do it because it'd be so fiddly. You'd have to pack it all up, move it around. Then you couldn't audition them to see which one goes well with each section. So I think which I've had problems with before. So what I did instead is I actually took the audio clip of of this. So I bounced this out, and then what we did is turned it into this. So this, I mean, it's not even called a proper track. It's just called Drum Programming Course. Yeah, catchy. And this is what it sounds like. Bit of Scarby guitar there, I think. One of my favourites. You keep on coming, always the same. You keep on coming back to me. Not too bad. You found me again. You found me now. There we go. So into the groove section, but the whole thing sounded a bit weird. You keep on coming. Like, the energy flows were absolutely all over the place. Now, traditionally, what I would do is pull a different track that's been released by someone else, and then import that in there, and then copy the arrangement. But then you kind of don't learn from that. You get a rough arrangement, and you could copy them. And I know it's tried and tested, but ultimately, why? What's the reason? What's the reason that your track flows in the right way, rather than copying someone else's? Because it's your story, your emotion, and the purpose that you're trying to convey. And so this is why it's so important to, do it your way, because you know what the story is behind the track. If we go back to get rid of this, come on. So this track is about negative emotions and tendencies like self-sabotage always coming back. So that's hence the vocals. So this is where, obviously, it is about them coming back to find me, and probably trying to run away from them and things like that. So this is that was the original, all over the place, as you can tell. So what I've tried today is simply, I'll show you here, is simply cutting it up into 8-bar sections, just like I do in the original, but in the actual project. These are all, everything across the top these are 8-bar loops. So reenacting that, but in audio. So let's cut, for example, let's get the scissors out. And if you hold Option on this, it will break each part of the audio clip into 8 bars, or however long that you select. So I'm going to click 8 bars, and bang, each one as in each of those sections represent the same sections in here. So perfect. So now, and then what I did, just because you could go and name each one, like, I don't know, groove plus vocals, break 1, break 2, etc. But I've done that for quite some time, and I've absolutely struggled with it because, you just get really anal about it, and you never can remember really what's in each section, which is kind of less important. It's more about the flow of the actual track, the arc. So what I did instead is I simply numbered them. So put number 1 in there, and if they're all highlighted, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So great. That original track I've got now, or that idea for a track, is in 19 specific 8-bar loops. So then what I did is listen to each one and see kind of what emotion is portrayed in that. I probably should have already done this, but yeah. And then what flow of the emotions do you want to go through the track? So we've got the emotions down here on the left-hand side. So if I mute that, so we've got frustrated, disappointed, and if we're lucky, scared. So those were the emotions that I kind of wanted to portray in the track. Now, it's a difficult one because you kind of this enabled me to work out, is this a club track like someone would actually mix, or I would mix in a DJ set, or is it an album track like a radio edit? And what I discovered by doing this process is that really it is a radio edit. It's a short, 2 or 3 minute long track. You can get I can get all the emotion and the purpose through those 2 to 3 minutes. Why make it even longer? And it's not exactly high energy, as you heard. So that is what I've discovered by cutting it up. Then I was able to see which sections flow well from each other, and then have a record of them because I've got the numbers. So we've got 6. You keep on coming, always the same. You keep on coming, always the same. See? You keep on coming. You keep on coming, you keep on coming. Now obviously this is very rough because it's audio clipped, so everything doesn't blend into one, but it gives you a good idea of where the track wants to go and where it could flow. So you keep on coming, you keep on coming, you keep coming back to me. I don't know how. You keep. So it's kind of like, there's lots of metaphors in here because it starts off with disappointed, but what happens is the beats, where the groove kind of drops out, which can absolutely symbolize, the feelings of these, these feelings and emotions and these tendencies that I'm speaking about actually go away. So the metaphor there is when things disappear, it's like the feelings and the emotions have disappeared as well. So that's when it goes from here. You keep. See, that creates tension, and then you're back to the original. So it's like, you keep on coming, always the same. So it's like the journey, the emotional arc of the track is kind of disappointed. I'm really frustrated with all of this, with these feelings. They're annoying me. I'm explaining it. And then it comes back down to disappointment. But also the feelings have gone because the groove and the beats have gone. And then you found me again. You found found me now. That's it. So it's a kind of short but sweet. I mean, what's that? That's 2 minutes 23. That's proper Spotify territory. Now, obviously, I can flush out. There's more work to be done, but I now have an arc or an arrangement which suits the purpose of the track, which is, as I said, these all about these negative emotions or tendencies. So, without doing this, I mean, doing it in Logic would have been painful because obviously you've got smaller regions, etc. I've got an idea of how I'm going to do that. It's by putting everything into a folder and then everything moves in one region like that. So that's what I'm going to do, but it's just easier. It's always good to listen. Well, it's always good to listen to a track, your track, outside of the studio, in different place, different context. But also it's obviously outside of the door where it's actually in. So I know this is in a door, but it's good to listen to it in a separate context, so you're not distracted by all the fancy colours and all this. That is distracting, and you know what's coming in, where, etc. So that's what I've tried out today, quite successfully. I'm going to try it out on quite a few of the other tracks of mine. But we'll see how it goes on. So if you've ever arranged like this, let me know. And if you like the video, like, subscribe, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. But I am about to go and actually try and move all of this actually in Logic. So wish me the best of luck.